Test, test. All right. Can you guys hear me now? Max, Neo. Yeah, sorry. I wasn't. It wasn't clear that my mic was muted. I mean, I would never leave my company like that. I mean, exactly. But can I find a job easily? Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I mean, I never had a problem finding a job. I have a lot of experience and a very good CV. So, in general, I don't think that would be a problem, to be honest with you. I'm just sitting in my car. I use Copilot. I use every AI that exists. Yes. So I use ChatGPT. I use OpenAI with a OpenAI key, and I use Copilot. Yes. So is that really what I need? I'm just sitting. So why the hell is it complaining about that? That makes no sense. Get Jason's mirror temp. Nice, man. That's good. That's great. Thought types. Actually, I don't think that this actually exists anymore like that, right? I think we... All right, cool. Alrighty, cool. So we'll need to kind of do some work here, and then yeah. All right, so is that what we're dealing with here? It's been a long time since no, that's not the thing. Share thought editor, yeah. So I guess it's this one, right? Yeah. Yeah, I think it's actually this one. Yeah, exactly. Okay. So today we're gonna. Let me just put the volume a bit down. Hopefully, Zyra, my friend, good evening. So today we're gonna actually just fix some things. I'm basically going on vacation with my wife and kid on Wednesday, so I'm not gonna be streaming for some time. So I basically just streamed today just for the sake of, yeah. Oh, let me just close the API for now. So this is basically what we have on mobile, right? Exactly. That kind of sucks. And also this should be, so these are the nav items, right? Yeah. I see. Okay, and what do we... So we have the nav items here. Profile add thought. Yeah. So on click set is add thought open. So this should, in theory, toggle the state, right? Let's take a look at that. Oh, I see. So let's fix that set. Oh, I see, okay. And then we have to control this fella, right? Yeah, so this thing is open, show is open, blah, 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 right? So it should basically be toggling that instead, right? Let's take a look at that. Interesting. So why is it not toggling it? Because it's supposed to toggle it, right? It's supposed to you know, open it if it's closed and close it if it's open when clicked, right? And I guess is this what we, yeah, so this slide in panel is using that, right? Yeah, so that's a bit weird. So that should in theory work, right? Let's take a look. Maybe the state there is wrong. Let's take a look at that. Yeah, so that is essentially wrong, right? That is essentially wrong. So it's so let's take a look at that. Nav items. Here going. Yeah, so it's a silly thing, right? But you know, we're just starting the stream now, so let's start with something. But yeah, that's a little bit weird. It has no notifications. Yeah, so that's correct. So it's weird with this one. Why is this one actually not re-rendering? Item on click or undefined, exactly, blah blah blah. So that's all okay. Yeah, really weird. Set is that though. Let's try like. Yeah, right. So we want to toggle the state. So when I click again, it should actually be taking the previous state, right? Which is not doing. So that's a little bit weird. So what is going on? We have some. Okay, we have handle create, navigation items. Yes. Let's see what's happening here. Set is open and close. Let me just check one thing here. All right, it doesn't like that. That is incredibly weird and also kind of dumb, right? To waste time on this shit. So the only thing I can imagine is that the issue is with this guy here. But looking at the state, that seems wrong. So the question is though why, right? So why is this? Why is the state not updating properly? Let's actually take a look at that. Let's get over here. So I'll just print this fellow over here, right? So is it opened? False, right? That's correct, yes. Yeah, that makes absolutely no sense. Yeah, that makes no sense at all. Yeah, I'm thinking the same, right? Because something is off. You can see actually now that we're getting it could be right, but I don't think that anything inside there is actually calling it. I mean, if let's actually do it like this. Let's do this, right? This is the easiest way, I guess, right? We say here, you know, we're gonna do something like this, like div. Right? Let's say is thought something is opened something is opened, right? Closed. Let's just do it like this, just to minimize any side effects. So you can see this is not really out. Okay, so now, what the fuck is this, man? Wait a minute. Yeah, so you can see it's not actually. So it's definitely not the. It's definitely not the side panel, right? Or maybe I have actually. Yeah, maybe I have. Let's do this. Thank you everybody for your follows. Let's do it like this, just to remove the side effects. Okay, it is. I think you were right. Yeah. So you can see now they're alternating between opened and closed. So that's actually correct. So there is something. There is definitely something in there that calls it, right? So this set open is probably getting called. And to be very honest with you, I don't actually. This is the only component not coming from our own library, right? So why the fuck do I even need this crap, man? It's so annoying. Why is this even being called? Let's just say null or whatever. Just because something. JS Maniac, good evening, my friend. How are you? Good to see you, man. Yes, so there is some event there, right? So this crap here, yeah, is this thing is apparently needed here, right? So on close, I guess on close this is. I'm good, man. I'm you know my vacation, our vacation starts in like 2 days. So you know kind of getting close to that. So, and I need to leave my team in the best possible shape. So it's gonna be a lot of meetings tomorrow and after tomorrow. Then I'm going to some concert to Soulfly after tomorrow. I have a private training with my coach Jim on Tuesday, and then the concert, and then we're flying on Wednesday at like 6 in the morning. so that's gonna be fun. That's gonna be fun. That's gonna be fun. No, I'm pretty sure this one close is a this thing is, I'm pretty sure, mandatory prop here. You can see that this guy is complaining. Yeah, that's how it is always, man, with the vacations. So this is a mandatory prop. So let's see how this shitty library works, man, because I don't know why I have. That's why I hate this custom shit. That's why I build my own stuff, because I'm not using any library. I built my own UI. This is the only component that I'm unfortunately using. This shit, I don't know why I'm even using that. I should just maybe yeah, I don't like this. I don't like this crap at all, to be honest with you. Yeah, I don't like it. No, I've done that. No, we need to use this enclosed, right? We need to, wait a minute. It's okay. We'll figure it out. We now know what it is. It's the start of the stream, so it's okay. Darth Vader on YouTube. Good evening, buddy. Oh, open. What? Is this like a state or a handler? Ah, it's a... Ah, I see. Yeah, this is so weird, man. This is such a terrible thing. I don't like this at all. The posts need to have... I mean, I respect your opinion. I cannot disagree with you. I mean, if that's what you like, then, you know, posts, anything on the platform can look and feel in so many different ways, right? That's just one of the feedbacks. I'm sure that many people will agree and disagree with you. I'm from Brazil. So now we're getting something, but I don't like this shitty component, and I must admit, I don't like this. Even though it has this slide and stuff, I don't actually care. I don't want to use this. Yeah, I don't like these questions like, where are you from, what's your religion and shit like that. I don't see the relevance of that in a programming stream, to be honest. I can't find the relevance of that. So no matter what I say, it's not going to change anything, really. I could have said China. It's the same shit, right? Ask your mom. Ah, oof, I'm sorry. I just had to. Let me just... I'm sorry, man. You just called for it. Your question just... All right. So the question now is, I mean, this is such a relevant thing. I just wanted to start with something, but actually, let me. Let's try this. So you can see we need this crap, right? But I guess here we just need to pass false, right? So it's not doing more than that, I suppose. Yeah, what a stupid fucking library, man. This component, whatever it is. Jesus Christ, dude. All right, let's go to that website where this shit is from. It's System of a Down. Of course it does. Of course it does. Transition tabs dialog. Okay, is this the crap? No. So what am I using? I mean, I built this so long ago, I don't even know. Do I even, I mean, can I just get rid of that disgusting fucking thing, man? Like, just for now? Yeah, can I do this? I don't care about the transition for now. I just wanna, it's so annoying. No, I don't have a job. I'm, you know, I'm sitting here because I begged on the bridge, and you know, that's why I can just stream to a random bunch of people. Jesus fucking Christ, man! No, you know, I'm getting money from the fucking God, you know, like he throws me a bag of money every day, and you know. Jesus fucking Christ. Like, seriously, dude. Do you have a computer now while you're streaming? Are you on the internet right now, Alex? Are you streaming over the internet or you don't have internet right now? Oh my God, dude. Jesus fucking. Where are you from? Do you speak English? What the fuck is these questions, man? Jesus fucking Christ, dude. Like, the IQ 37. Are you streaming over the network right now? Jesus Christ, man. Do you have internet at your home? Oh my fucking Lord, man. Jesus Christ, man. What a stupid bunch of questions, bro. Are you on the internet right now and sending these pixels to my screen, Alex? Jesus fucking Christ, bro. Alright. Give me 1 second. There's no best language to learn, man. Depending what you want to build. Smiley, good evening, buddy. How you doing? Alright, let me close that. Let's this... So we definitely don't want to be working with this fucking thing here, right? Assembly is really the best. Actually, I did write some assembly like 20 years ago. I think I have that on my old YouTube channel. I programmed a 8-bit Motorola CPU. I think it was Motorola 8000 or something. I think, wow, shit, was it... Yeah, no. This was too new. I don't remember, but I remember exactly writing assembly. That was a tragedy. And look at me now, writing web components. What an upgrade in life. All right, so we definitely know it's this slide-in bullshit, right? So we can get rid of this component fully and just have something of our own, or I actually think, what am I using from this thing, right? Because I think this is, I barely have dependencies other than my own. Give me 1 second. Yeah. And what is this menu? Sometimes I really want to learn assembly. I mean, the thing is like the pain itself, trust gamers, the pain itself wasn't in the complexity of code. It was in the problem was that you were so limited by basically keywords that you had, that of course I have read clean code like a decade and a half ago. And I also have it here behind me. So the assembly wasn't hard because it was extensive. It was the opposite. It was because it was so minimal, right? And it's almost like somebody forced you to use five words. Clean code is a classic, right? But it depends really who you are. If you're already an experienced developer, you have already learned most of the concepts from the clean code. The same goes with pragmatic developer or any of these books, right? Depends how long have you been programming, because some people learn these concepts naturally, and some people, learn it from the books. Yeah, everything has been rewritten. I just took a couple of days, Vince Word, and I just rewrote it in TypeScript. Yeah, it's not rocket science. It took me a couple of days. It was the time to do it. All right, so what I'm actually going to do, get rid of this disgusting thing, right? So I'll just remove it and have my thing fail. Exactly. Okay, that's good. It failed, right? That's great. Let's just replace this. So we've been using it for some menu here. Ah, shit, man. Ouch. Okay, let's just replace it with the HTML5 nav elements, right? All right, cool. And then we have some render prop here, it seems, which we're gonna get rid of as well. Yeah, this is gonna. Oh man, I didn't plan to do this thing in the stream, man. I so don't care much about this right now. There's so many more important things to do. Yeah, screw this, man. I can't be doing this. First, it's not fun. I'm already bored of doing this crap. Second, yeah, definitely don't want to do this today. Yeah, Angular was very revolutionary when it came out. Angular 1. That was pretty nice time. Angular is a nice technology, if I may. All right, so fuck this, right? That's not what I planned today, because I'm not gonna be streaming for too long today. So let's not do this shit, right? Let me just make sure that everything's fine in production. Yeah, it is. Okay. Shoots them. Good evening, buddy. Even though this does trigger me a lot, to be honest. Okay, let's just do something at least this stream. So I'm actually just gonna go to these recent notifications that I finalized, right? This is an entire social platform, man, with infrastructure, backend, frontend, UX, and everything. So of course, it's complex. It's not for my level. This is a product that's online and that's secure and etc. Right? So this is what you're looking at now is 5% of this whole thing. There's a lot more stuff. There's 20 different services powering this shit. So of course, right now we're doing the UI stuff, which there's no application without the UI, clearly, right? What is this stuff, man? Why is this? Give me 1 second. I think this might be the... But complexity is not evaluated by lines of code. Complexity is evaluated by the things you build and by the things that you deliver, right? So, of course, building anything on your own is incredibly hard, especially something... give me 1 second. Well, I mean, UI and UX is the product, right? So saying that it's the most important is misleading. Your backend is not your product, right? I think you could, definitely. And which is why you didn't, right, so far. Yeah. I think that's very logical. Because you're so capable, that's why you never built anything, right? Because why would you, right? I mean, you know... This is so easy for me, which is why I have nothing to show for, right? You know, Yeah, makes total sense, man. So why is this? What the fuck with this? No, he definitely can. Definitely. I trust him absolutely, completely. He definitely can. No, I mean, he's fun. He's fun. Yes. Definitely, definitely. Chica, my friend, good evening. So where the hell is this, man? Where, like, what? Because, wait a minute. So notifications, where is the notifications? Yeah, this is the dashboard notification settings, right? Okay. So this is something we did recently, right? How are you doing, Chica, man? What's up? How is life? Wow, that is weird. Been chopping wood with some slanina, right? Give me 1 second here. Ah, I see. Okay, so we have that dashboard header. Oh, wow, that's a bit weird. Okay, so let me just go and check out some of these other places, man. Like Craft, good evening, friend. Let's go to like dashboard UI settings, right? Dashboard UI settings. I'm good. I'm basically mentally already on vacation. We're going on Wednesday. So tomorrow I have a lot of meetings at work. Then after tomorrow I'm fully occupied. So yeah, so we're probably going to see each other maybe in 2 weeks again. Dude. Dashboard header. Oh shit, I see what's happening. Okay. Yeah, I see what's happening. Sure. Yeah, I see what's happening. That's fucking dumb, man. Okay. That's what it is. Alright, cool. Yeah. Yeah. Alright. Your friend is so happy. Nice, man. Ah, come on, man. What is going on here? What is going on here, dude? This is not something I want to be doing. That's not something I want to be doing, dude. Oh shit, man! I know now. Crap, man. Okay, yeah. It's so many of these things, dude, that I built. It's crazy. So this should be. I know. I remember now. Okay. Sure. That kind of sucks. Yeah, exactly. Okay, now it's there. Okay, I was starting to lose my mind a little bit, to be very frank with you there. All right, cool. All right, so let's yeah, what a start of the stream, right? So that is okay. So what I actually wanted to do, right, because we recently finalized these push notifications. If we go to the API, what's planned for today, basically. So I finished these this notification system that I built, right, and also we have push notifications now as well, which means that now I could finalize deploying this to Android store as well, using bubble wrap and PWA builder, right? So now we have push notifications as well, alongside the email notifications, right? As you can see, we have the push ones as well. So if we actually go to application and if we go to push messaging, right? So we have these guys now as well finished. So now technically if we would finalize I wanted to do that, but we're not going to make it before I'm back from my vacation and stuff. But technically, yeah, now now the mobile app for this could be, and it's been a while since I touched that piece, right? It's so many things. But if we take a look at I have the signing key and key store from a progressive web app. So if we go to PWA builder, we would need to essentially, if I remember, it's been very long since I've done this. Actually, if we go to fuck. Yeah, actually here, right? And if I go to, what did I build? Yeah, actually, yeah. So if I go over here, we go to pull requests, right? We look at the closed ones, and then we search for Vita PWA or something like that. No, that's not it, no. All right, never mind. So, all right, well, fuck it. That's what it is. So, JS Maniac, I love you, man. Thank you very much for coming. I appreciate you very much, dude. And I'll see you once we're back. I'll probably stream again in around 2 weeks, just remote from my other apartment that we own. Yeah. Dev, good evening, buddy. Thank you for and thank you everybody for your follows and stuff. I appreciate it. All right, so yeah, so we're gonna do this again. And actually, a couple of months ago, you know, before I stopped streaming and started again, we did deploy this to Android store, and then we wanted to do the same for iOS, right? So I actually need to relearn that again, or not fully, but for sure we'll need to. And I'm a little bit skeptical about this. Because progressive web apps, due to service workers, are very painful. They're incredibly annoying and painful, and we push a lot of changes every day almost, or whenever I'm streaming, because this whole platform has been built in a stream. And service workers are really pain. They are hardly cached, and but so I wonder though, do I really need to have a PWA published, or I just need a manifest JSON there, right? Because that is the fundamental question here, because we already have the manifest, right? So if I go to production/manifest, right, so maybe we don't need to have the actual progressive web app to deploy the PWA, right? So let's see, let's give it here and let's see what this guy says, right? Because it should be able to parse this manifest JSON. It should be an accurate representation of the app. Yeah, that's fucking bullshit, man. What are you talking about? Of course it's SSL. What are you talking about, man? What the fuck are you talking about, dude? What? Does not use HTTPS? What are you talking about, dude? Are you... What the hell are you talking about, man? David, good evening, buddy. Need at least one PNG. I mean, that's used mixed content on page HTTP. I mean, making it a progressive web app takes 20 seconds. Pushing everything to the Android store takes time, right? Because you need to adhere to right, etc., etc. That this is inaccurate. This is unfortunately not correct. So yeah, but we're not doing that. We're not doing that, Cranberry. That's not what we're doing. That's not what we're doing. No. This is completely inaccurate. Actually, that's weird. I'm not sure why is this. I'm not actually sure why is it returning this. Let's go to Cloudflare. Maybe the man. No. I mean, no, not really. I don't think so. Right? Give me 1 second. It is not MERN stack. No. So our SSL is fine. Let me just go to production. Certificate is definitely valid. Expires in October, right? So yeah, so it's definitely not this certificates. I mean, I have a cron job. I mean, I built whole infrastructure manually, so I know this whole thing by heart. So this makes no sense, right? All right, let's go here and edit our manifest, right? Yeah, I mean, there's nothing really here, so I'm not sure. I've never seen this tool behaving like this. Maybe it's because we don't actually have a Vita PWA, right? Maybe that's because, and that's what I'm actually trying to honestly avoid, right? Because fuck, it's so difficult, right? You see this thing, you see what just appeared here, right? So the hardest thing about progressive web apps, right, is that every single time you deploy a new version of your app, right, you have the old service worker. A user is going to have an old service worker in the browser. So you need to implement this manual refresh, right? Basically, in essence, now when I click this reload that even this Vita website has, right? What's going to actually happen right here in the service worker storage, right, is that when I click reload, they have to unregister this. So if I click this, you can see it reloaded. It stopped the old service worker, but you can see it's still fucked up, right? So you can see that it's so unreliable, no matter how you implement. I spent a lot of time with this crap, right? See this? Now I have to refresh, and maybe now we got their actual latest. And the biggest problem with the PWAs is that, I mean, maybe this time I should just not cache anything, right? Maybe I should just tell the PWA, hey, don't cache any files, because that is the pain. Then there's this workbox library, blah, blah, blah. Okay, well, fuck it, right? Let's give it a shot, I guess, but I'm not very keen on this. And I also have a service worker JS here for Smadi, I mean, of course, a lot of apps that you have on your phone, I'm sure, are progressive web apps because you can deploy them to Android store. Somebody's asking about the stack. Stack share. Can I do this in YouTube? Yeah, I did, but it's anyway, we can attempt this, right? I really wanted to do this before and then I reverted it. No, I'm not gonna scaffold any shit, right? Yeah, so this is basically what we need. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Yeah, let's git check out B PWA. Oh, we actually have something. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. But I also don't know what's gonna happen to this service worker here, so we'll need to with this minimal configuration, plugin your application is now able to generate web app manifest and inject it at the entry point, generate the service worker, and register the browser. Yeah, we'll see about that. We'll see about that, right? I suppose now we should probably nuke the manual manifest JSON we've created here. So I'm actually gonna just rename this to, you know, crap or something like that. Let's just leave it like that, right? Just so it doesn't interfere with this. And if I remember well, to this Vita, they have like a dev options, yeah. And then there's like enabled, yeah. So should I enable this in development? Yeah, true, right? Just so we can why do I have this? Ah, never mind. Okay, so what happened now? This is production. All right, what happened now? Do we have PWA or not? Why just not take? I mean, dude, like I have 25 different features on the platform. What do you mean, why not just take the time? Do you know how many months that would take? Like you know how long it would take to do that, right? What do you mean just take the time to build? What mobile part? Courses, feeds, rich text editing, meetups, posts, user profiles, image uploading. Like, what do you mean, why don't you just take the time? It would take a year for a single person to do that, right? I mean, what do you mean just? There's so many features, man, here, like experience. There's, like, do you know how much resources would take for even a person who just does React Native to do all this, man? It's not that simple, man. Like, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, man. The problem, the biggest problem, right? So the biggest problem with the perception of many of you, even of people who've been watching this stream for a long time, right, is that many of you have actually never built anything until the end. You never building a hello world app on your app that nobody ever sees, and building something that has people using the platform and has to work and are two different separate worlds, right? I mean, you guys have to understand how complex this platform is for a single person, right? I mean, many of you know it's only the infrastructure part of this whole platform is something that many of you can't even comprehend, right? So let's don't underestimate the complexity of building a product, especially a product that's in production that people use, etc., right? It's a lot of work, man. It's a lot of work, man. Okay, so where's our PWA now? Do I need to like wait? The thing is, I mean, so the thing is, Abo, of course, this platform is something I do 4 hours a week, right? And besides few people who've been following me for a long time, nobody else is using it, right? The reason why I want to finalize the PWA on mobile is because when people can find this platform on Android phones and then on iOS, the discovery becomes a lot better. The engagement might increase. Maybe somebody, and you know, people are more prone to use a platform like this on a mobile than on a desktop, right? At least when you're in a bus or when you're traveling or whatever, you can just pull your phone out, right? So I don't agree or disagree with you. I mean, you have a valid point, but you know, I will never build any native app for this project, right? Because that would take massive amount of time. I mean, just making rich text editing work across different devices, it's almost impossible, right? Because here I'm using TipTap.js, right? Which, like Draft.js, like all of these rich text editors, this would never work on a native device, right? Because it's not built to run native, right? So there's so many of these things that are not compatible with native devices that would take literally years to build, right? Or you wouldn't build them at all. So that's depending how you look at it. I mean, yeah. So actually, like we've done this before, to be honest. Like so essentially, so right now the question is, so I have basically one problem with this, right? Because service worker now is loaded from dev service worker JS, which essentially is injected by Vitis plugin, right? But that's not really what I want. I want, because I need this custom piece of service worker that I already have, right? And this is for native push notifications, right? As you can see here. So we need to figure out a way. So, okay, so let's use the robot, right? I have this custom SVJS, but I'm also now trying to implement VTIP PWA in my React app. I need both pieces to work, especially VTIP PWA to use with, what was it called? PWA Builder to push my PWA to Android store. So let's see what the robot says. Maybe it can cut us down a bit on the research. Mm-hmm. Exactly, right? All right, so I mean, this seems like a solid start. Let's see. So let's go over here to this bad boy, right? And let's go here. Oh, ouch. Let's just get the config. This is, I remember that we had something like this long ago. Let's just leave it as is. Custom service worker JS, right? So this is kind of what we want. So that we need to point to our own, right? And I guess, yeah, let's see how we actually point to it. Do we need like to point to the public directory or whatever, right? So let's just say / custom file name svjs, right? Service worker source. What is the difference? The path of file name of the service worker file that will be read during the build process relative to the file name of the service worker that will be created by the build process. Okay, okay. So time for guitar playing. Yeah, actually, we need to do maybe more of that when I'm also back from vacation. Okay, so file name service worker source. I mean, we could keep it in the public folder, right? I mean, I could also put it here, but does it really matter? I mean, okay, so let's try like make sure your service worker file is in this src directory. Okay, let's do that then. So we're gonna move this bad boy here, and it would be nice if we can write it in TypeScript, right? So let's call it service worker ts, right? And we'll need to learn how to type this. Like, I guess what would be some push event or something. Subscription event or push subscription maybe. Event. Is there such a type? Okay, we'll figure that out. So this is my custom stuff. We'll figure the types out in a moment. Hopefully it is typed. So src. Yeah, shit, man. Like, it's so hard with these paths now. Should I provide the path, the build path, or this? Like, so annoying, man. I have no idea is that gonna work, right? Destination. Yeah, there's no noob questions, man. It's as long as it's a technical question and it's it makes sense in the stream. Vita is just faster, man. That's all. Webpack is obsolete and it's almost no longer used in this community because it's simply a lot slower. And this is normal. This is how technology has evolved for this is how technology has evolved, you know. And this is what's going to happen with all of the technologies that we know today, with React and Angular and Vue.js and stuff. Technologies simply evolve, and you know, that's simply how it is, right? So it's not to say that something is good or bad. It's just, you know, as we learn more about things in world of programming, and we learn better patterns, we learn how to do things better, you know. Some things simply you know, simply get obsolete, and some other things take over. So it's, yeah. G Bounty, good evening, man, and thank you everybody for your follows. Okay, wow, that's I'm honestly, I'm honestly not a fan of these things such as micro frontends and all of this stuff, right? All of that solves no problems, right? All of these things that people invent, they are all of the things that some of these patterns are invented and nobody asked for them, right? So I don't honestly know. I'm not gonna share opinion on something that I haven't really thought about much, right? I don't care about micro frontends and any of that, right? 99.9% of companies would never even think about doing something like that, right? The thing is, right? The thing is, as I spoke about thousands of times in this stream before, majority of developers on YouTube and Twitch here, majority of viewers, consumers of content are very inexperienced. With that comes they're being hugely prone by influence. So people talk about performance, micro frontends, microservices, whatever. They've never built anything in their lives, right? And this is very common for a junior developer or a less experienced developer to talk about all of these things, right? Because it's all abstract, it's all cool, it sounds interesting, it sounds smart, right? In reality, it's very different, very, very different, right? And that is unfortunately. Fluffy Sauce, good evening, buddy. Well, I think that ChatGPT is a little bit drunk. Yeah, these are the wrong types. These are the wrong types. But it doesn't really matter, right? No, it's okay, man. I didn't plan to not struggle, but to waste time with this crap. It's okay. Let's just make it step by step, right? So we have src svjs, right? All right, let's take a look at that. Now, let's see if there's any difference here. Let's clear the storage, unregistered service workers, yes. So we have a service worker JS here, right? And let's actually go file name svjs, right? So let's add a console or some stuff here, you know, hi world, right? Yes. And of course, due to the idiocracy of the worker itself and due to the, you know, super deep caching, why am I suddenly logged out? Is my API running? It is. All right, that's a little bit weird, man. Like, what? Trying to install. Okay, I see. Deleted trying to install. Okay, so let's just close this the site and reopen it again. Let's see if the service. So this is gonna be painful, man. Like just working with the service worker is just fucking painful by default. And also, I'm actually uncertain if this Vita config is actually correct. Auto update inject manifest. Icons. Who cares about icons, right? Public. Where's our public directory? So we do have some manifest here, but it's not the one that we're thinking, right? So that's a little bit weird. So how do we make this work, man? src there, yeah. File name, inject manifest. Let's try that. Trying to install. And there's a UTC time. That's super weird. PWA install, I won't be available on desktop. Okay, so something's definitely happening. Please add at least one screenshot with the form to set wide. No supplied icon. Your app name. Okay, so kinda it does something, right? We can see here that the manifest is in fact there. We can, yeah, okay, so manifest is here now, right? Yes, it's here, right? But the reason why I didn't register the service worker is because I don't think it's actually seeing it at all. Yeah, so I think that is the problem, right? So if we go over here, basically just doesn't know what to install. So most likely this is the issue, right? So because this is the SRC there, then do we really need to this? Can I just say this? Yeah, maybe let's just do it like this, right? No such file or directory. Okay, that's at least we're getting some. It's insane how much work. You're absolutely right, man. You're 100% correct. Yes. You're absolutely right, man. It's believe it or not, it's getting better, but standardization is far from there. Anyone smart uses vanilla web components. I hope you're not. I hope you're not serious, man. I genuinely do hope that, but yeah. Okay, so now it's No, it's not working. Dev as no, actually it is working. So now it's actually working. Okay. The problem is, you know what's the problem, man? Like, let me show you one thing, right? So I don't know if Super Genius was trolling or not, but let's imagine he wasn't. You have these people, right, who claim these things. Listen. Oh, anyone good writes plain JS, right? Or frameworks are useless, right? And all of these idiotic statements like this, right? This is complete idiocracy, the absolute idiocracy. Only a person who has never worked in their entire life can say stuff like this. Why, right? Okay, let me show you why. So let's imagine that all of us have been building our own code bases, right? Let's imagine that we don't use frameworks. So let's imagine there's a world without React, Angular, Vue, whatever. Let's imagine the world without these exists, right? So you come to company A, right? You come to company A, and they need to hire you, right? So they hire you, right? And now you learn code base of company A. They have their own router, state management, their own error handling, their own renderer, whatever, you name it. They have all of the custom shit, right? It takes you now half a year to get onboarded because you need to learn all of this crap, right? Now you quit your job and you join company B, right? Company B does the same. They have their own router, state management, their own preferences, their own linting tools, their own... And you get where I'm going. You get to company N. If the world would work like this, businesses wouldn't exist. Half of us would be poor because, you know, we would have to relearn all of the shit, right? So we have frameworks, not because some sweaty idiot developer needs to do that, right? It's because mature people understand that programming is a job, and a job has to be efficient and has to generate money. So when you have things like React, now when you're hiring for a company A and a company B and a company C, you have a bunch of guys who understand how React router works, how React state works, and to a huge degree it's standardized. Now, is it standardized 100%? No. Somebody might use Redux, somebody might use just something else, whatever these things are called, I don't remember, right? But overall, it's way more standardized than this, right? So that's the point one. So the point one is frameworks exist because we need to have jobs. We need to be able to hire people who can start becoming productive and who are not going to be liability for too long, right? So that's reason number one, right? So if somebody tells you why do we need frameworks, just tell them that they're fucking stupid, nothing else, right? Number two is use vanilla web components, right? This is what was just said in the chat 2 seconds ago, right? Let me tell you how this works, because I built web applications when this was exactly the case. This is how we used to build applications with jQuery, plain JavaScript. Let me tell you how that works. So what we did in most companies 15 years ago, 20 years ago is like we tried to build, you know, data-driven apps, right? And we managed to do this because we would create our own renderers. These renderers were not as clever as virtual DOM and all of this shit, right? But, you know, you would re-render your application based on the data, not vice versa, right? Then HTML5 history API came out, and we all started building routers based on this, right? HTML5 history API, for those of you who don't know, is the API that gives you ability to have history when you're clicking back and forth in your browser, and this is what most modern routers are using, right? So we started building our own routers. Every fucking company had their own router, right? And then, you know, we started using dependency injection. Then we started doing various other patterns. You know, we used immediately invoked function expressions, IFEs, right? Modules, basically, right? You know, etc., etc., etc. And then somebody realized, well, you know what, man, like we all keep rebuilding the same shit from scratch. The renders, the routers, the error handlers and stuff. Let's just build fucking thing, right? Then we built Ember.js. And then we built Knockout.js. Then we built Angular.js. Then we built React.js. Then even you said, hey, fuck, I think Angular and React are great frameworks. Let me build Vue.js and take ideas from them, right? And today, you know, 10, 15, 20 years later, you have Stencil and whatnot, 5 billion others, right? So if anybody ever tells you these fucking bullshit arguments about frameworks being bad, let's just build things with vanilla JavaScript, it's 100% that these people have never built anything in their lives, right? Because saying such a stupid shit like that, it's beyond insanity, right? Right, because you, if you have ever run a business, had your own company, cared about salaries, cared about the outcome of the company, you know why we need Reacts of the world and Angulars of the world and you name it, right? Because without this, the chaos would be way worse, and it was actually. And the code would be a million times worse than it is today, right? Because today, when you use this shitty framework, you are encapsulated in some box like this, And this is where you try to stay. You try not to roam too far out of this box, because this framework guards you of making stupid decisions. Once you allow the developer, especially junior developer, to walk outside of this box, let me see what is over here. Ooh, let me see what is this little circle here. This looks really fun. What can go wrong, right? Then things start going bad, right? So without these things, this junior guy would even more never get a job. Because of these Reacts of the world, this guy can learn a 3-month bootcamp and get some shitty job, because he learns how to import a component and stuff like that, right? My issue with junior is when a framework breaks. Well, I mean, it would be way worse for you than to know what's happening if you're not using a framework. Then it would be even more difficult, right? It would be 500 times more difficult, because that shit would be some custom. You would always work with a framework. You have to understand that. You would never not use a framework. You would just use a built-in house framework, right? So if you weren't using React or any of the modern things, you would be using, you know, some asshole's in-house framework, right? This would not be easier to debug than this, because this thing has fucking 10,000 contributors. This guy is a non-MIT license. Only 3 people in the whole galaxy know how this thing works, right? So this would not be easier to reason about than this, because this is open source. You can go open an issue, ask a question, find an answer on Stack Overflow, ask ChatGPT. This thing doesn't exist apart from 3 people who have access on some repository, right? So don't think that this would be a million times more difficult, right? I mean, dude, I can only imagine now that you're trolling or you're just fucking retarded, man. I mean, I don't know what out of these two, right? I think you're either just fucking stupid or you're just trolling, and I think you cannot be that stupid, so you must be trolling, really. I think, yeah, he is. But I try to help. It's fine. At least, yeah, it was a. Alrighty. So actually, so now we have this thing activated, right? So now we have this. Actually, let me close this API. Donnie, good evening, buddy. How are you? Thank you for coming, man. All right. So, oh, what is this? Guys, just repeating. I'm not sure if you're talking about me. I never in my life went to Reddit, so I hope you're not talking about me. But yeah. All right, let's ban this fucking idiot, man. This guy's a fucking retard. Actually, let me just ask after I ban him. Like, what is the point of like literally? Do you have no life or something better to do? I mean, here on this stream, you have 2 opportunities: either to leave or to learn something, right? Like, how stupid you have to be to just waste your time like that, man. Like, how can you be at the place that you dislike? I never understood this, man, unless people here are incredibly mature or very young, I guess, right? Yeah, for sure, man. I know it was very interesting. I mean, it's very important to understand, right? Because again, as I said, not to repeat myself, right? Like, these people who claim these things have never built anything. You know, oh, let's just not use frameworks. This is just idiocracy, right? And I just showed you why. Because, you know, imagine just how difficult hiring would be. Imagine how generally everything else would be difficult, right? it would be basically impossible, right? Exactly. Let's just continue. I agree. 100. Okay. So this is actually now working, right? So we have this thing in here, so that's good. The only thing that I would like to see though, and I don't know if you can type this thing in TypeScript. I don't know if there are actually types for this, because it seems that, didn't we like install something a moment ago? Storybook v-test, where is it? Types, yeah, exactly, types. Yeah, service worker types, right? M. Tijani, good evening. Good evening. Types, service work. Let's actually see what is this crap. I've never seen this or worked with these types. With lib, you should remove DOM. What? Without, you will need to add lib. The value you want to add inside your lib should correlate to your target. For example, if you had target these, then you would add lib yes. Oh, you should remove DOM. Wow. Okay, that is a little bit weird. Let's take a look at that, man. That's so strange. Can you be a little bit more elaborative when you say that a DOM sucks? Because that is a very vague statement, if I may, right? It's very hard for the whole stack to suck, right? So if you can be a little bit more elaborative on that. Yeah, but why is it not? Yeah, cannot find name self. TS types for man. TypeScript DOM. No, that's not what I actually wanted. Why is it taking me there? Service workers essentially act as proxies. Yeah, but blah blah. I told you, Dimitrich, I told you my advice already, man, long ago. You seem to be a super clever guy, man. But you're spreading yourself too thin, man. You're doing too many things. And you're going to be okay at many things, but not great at any things, right? So you have to choose what you want to specialize at. This industry is huge, and I started my career as a Cisco engineer in 2007, right, or 8, and today I couldn't probably configure a single router, right, without spending 4 months of. So you will push, you will gather some new insights, and you're gonna lose a lot of insights along the way, right? So you have to figure out what it is that you want to do. You have to. It's not a matter of choice. It's a matter of a must. Because as you learn new things, you're gonna forget. I've been working with Kubernetes 15 times, and I learned it 15 times, and I forgot about it 15 times as well, right? Because if you're not using things, then well, Yep. Exactly. Pretty much as Donnie says, yes. So, you know, no matter what you do, exactly, pretty much, yeah, yeah. The thing is, infrastructure as code, right? Or at least, you know, making some of these proper steps initially can help a lot, right? But still, regardless of really whatever you do, it's yeah, you know, the thing is, like, you know, for those people who've been watching this stream for a long time, you know that this is I'm a realist, right? I'm not an influencer, right? So I can only tell you what I think is best for people, and you have to make some decisions in your life, right? You cannot do everything. It's impossible, right? So you have to decide what you want, and you have to get good at one or two things, and that's what people will pay you for. People will not pay you for being okay at 10 things. Nobody pays for okay. So if somebody is going to hire you to either build video games or infrastructure or networking or a website or something like that, right? And that's just how it works. I mean, if you're ever in doubt, which you should be in doubt about everything I say, of course. Just ask yourself, what type of people are you paying in your life? When you pay someone to paint your house, you ask them, well, are you painting really well? You don't give a shit if they can sing and do other things. When you pay a painter, you want them to do a good paint job, right? So you're painting them for that function. So it's the same in programming, man. You need to know, companies need to know what it is that you offer. What can they pay you for, right? And that's the question you, Dmitrovich, have to answer, right? Nobody can do that for you, right? So if I asked you now, hey man, what are the services you're offering? Like, I want to pay you, what can you do for me? What would that be, right? Devoni, good evening, buddy. I remember you. Yeah, I haven't been streaming much, man. I've been kind of off for like 2 or 3 months, and so not too much has been added. You know, I've been focusing on some other things in life, and you know, now I occasionally stream, and just for the sake of the good old people who've been following me for so long. But not too much, man. Not too much, to be very honest with you. I mean, as I always say, this platform is going to be built for a long, long time. But yeah. Actually, yeah, I remember that we had something like this. So this IDs will have to be something. Okay, then we have this thing here, right? Crap. Yeah, that's an old thing. So I guess we can, and dist src dev dist. Oh wow, okay. So we have this dev dist thing, right? Good evening. Good evening. All right, I remember this stuff. Yeah, the pre-cache and stuff. Now, you know, it's kind of funny how at one point I knew every single detail of this when we were doing it, and now I'm like, what is this thing, man? Yeah, but now after seeing it a little bit, I remember the workbox as well and all of this stuff. Register service worker, pre-cache and route. So actually, I don't want any pre-cache. So how can I tell it? How can I inject? Yes, file name, strategies, inject manifest. Sandro, good evening, buddy. All right, actually, I have no idea. Let's take a look at that now. Fuck, I'm a little bit even scared of deploying this. And what is this? The script has unsupported meme type text HTML. Wow, that is absolutely weird. Why? I mean, that is 100% correct. All right. So this is basically kind of what it's going to generate in production as well, right? So svjs. And I don't see our custom service worker code here. So that's a little bit worrying. Yeah, I do have a YouTube channel. Yeah, and I think it's a solid channel. Yes, definitely. I think there's some really nice videos there. I mean, they're all just, I don't cut videos or anything like that. I just talk about things that come to my mind that I encountered in my career or that I encounter every day. So it's usually a lot of them are about not just about programming, but about more important things. I don't know. I just turn on the camera and I say some stuff and I stop. So I don't have the time to cut and to keep every single person's lack of focus and keep everyone's dopamine levels high every 7 seconds. I've actually read in cinematography that to keep attention of an average person, you have to change the picture every 7 seconds. And that was very depressing to hear. So in order to keep an attention of an adult, you have to just feed their dopamine levels every 7 seconds. Otherwise, it's like, nah, I cannot focus on this. That's just how it is, I guess. Okay, so what do we do now? I'm a little bit just wasting too much time. So what do we do now? Testing service worker. I don't know. This is literally testing it, yeah. Examples getting... Oh, wait a minute. Ah, shit, I remember this. Yeah, I remember this. The React example project can be found. What? All right, the example, yes, vita config ts. Let's see what they do here. Includes assets, favicon, mode, development. Huh, interesting. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Yeah, wow, so much stuff, man. Tijani, thank you very much. Thank you for coming, man. Sounds good. PWA options. Type module. When using generator, the PWA plugin will switch to classic, navigate, fallback. Yeah. Give me 1 second. Let me take a look at something. All right, never mind. Never mind. And actually, we will have to set this prompt for update, right? So because auto update never worked. So this auto update is a lie. Auto update basically is a promise that this plugin makes that it's going to automatically update the service worker whenever there's an update. And that has literally never worked, ever. So that's definitely not going to... PWA asset generator, okay, that's actually quite useful. But... I mean, this is a useful repository for us for sure, right? It's just there's a lot of custom stuff here. What is the service worker true? So why are they setting this? Oh, okay, I see what's happening. I see. Yeah, I see. All right. So they're just under quotes. Yeah, so they have the PWA options and then they're evaluating certain things here. What is the claims? Process claims true. What is the claims, I wonder? Claims service prompt. All right, so I guess, yeah, to be honest, this React router, this probably feels like... Let's take a look at the tests. Okay, so this is just testing if the files are actually created, right? Yes. So if we get over here, Main TSX. There's nothing interesting there, okay. Prompt service worker. App TSX. Reload prompt. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly. And this is the pain, right? I remember I did this just better than this. This actually reads really bad. This is essentially that little overlay that you get oftentimes when you have a PWA, right? It tells you, hey, this page has an update. Do you want to reload? So this is essentially that, right? And as you can see, it's pretty tragic actually how it looks like. Also, yeah, that's so hard, man. I don't like that. And I think this is what we have to do. This is what we have to do. Let's try this. You will need to add workbox as a dev dependency. Yeah. All right. If your TypeScript build step already complain about not being able to find modules or type definitions and imports, actually we will have to, I remember now, it's kind of coming back to me. We 100% have to do this. What is happening? So we definitely need to do this. Yeah. Or you can add the following reference to your DS file. No, it's okay. Compiler options, yeah. Or you can, yeah. Yeah, fuck my life. This is pretty terrible. Yeah. Come on, man. What the fuck is happening? Ah, because I didn't, yeah, all right. All right, try that again. And I actually think that this is what they're suggesting. Where is that component? Reload prompt, right? Yeah. Absolutely, yeah, it is. Abukar, it is. Yes, you're right. Yes, it is. And I actually think that at one point in time, yeah, I probably removed that, yeah. Let's actually go here, global, let's call this PWA reload or something like that, right? Oh my god, man. Not fun, I can tell you that much. So yeah, so as you can see, they have this update service worker, which is a custom hook that yields some stuff. So yes, and then we'll need to render that somewhere, right? No, we'll just smack it somewhere. It doesn't matter because we want to test. So we'll just put it somewhere in the middle of our tree, right? So I'm gonna say here PWA reload, or whatever is it called. Akbar Shah, good evening, buddy. Reload prompt. Reload PWA reload prompt or whatever. Who cares? All right, cool. EU man is gonna self-destruct. So just give it a bit of time, man. So this is basically the React part here. Prompt for updates, periodic service worker updates, exactly right. I don't think that's ever gonna happen, my friend. But yeah, no, I think that is literally like 50 years from now, and I'm not even kidding. I don't. Yeah, I mean, no. Hi, can I ask? I don't know if API is written correctly. I mean safety, correctness. I mean that's a little bit, that's a little bit very broad question, right? It is very very broad, but written for what and for whom? Who is currently using that? What is that thing supposed to accomplish? Okay, but we have a service worker now, right? So what is, yes, and actually I can see the programmer network PWA here, right? So we actually have a progressive web app, right? So that is okay to some degree, right? So the question, I'm in the gym listening to you. Well, not sure how much you're gonna get motivated by listening to me, but I mean, I mean, thanks, thank you. There are many aspects to programming, right? There are many layers of security, right? So when you say if it's secure, right, there's many levels of security, right? So depending where did you deploy your stuff, if you have abstracted your infrastructure behind GCP, AWS, or Azure, right, then you're already 80% secure, right? Of course, other 20% can be you exposing things publicly or whatever. If you're hosting stuff on bare metal like I do with Programmer Network, then there's multiple levels of security, all the way from the networking level, host level, API, reverse proxy, databases, and right. So security mostly comes from infrastructure, right? So if we talk security, we're talking, hey, usually it's an infrastructure, right? Or, you have signed your JSON web token with a secret of 1, 2, 3, 4 or something like that, right? Etc., etc. Rebecca, my friend, good evening. Okay, so our service worker now is here, right? And I'm a little bit worried pushing this, to be honest. Even though what I'm not worried about is that we actually haven't specified that we want to cache anything. So the question then is it going to cache anything, really? And you can see already that now when I've saved it, right, it's not refreshing. So it's using the old service worker, which again, I have to say again, it is fine, in fact. So let's go ahead and clear the storage. This should kill the service worker. Let's close this and let's reopen it again. Okay. Why is that still there? I mean, it shouldn't be there though. Yeah, so weird. Okay. Okay, so now it seems to be gone. All right, cool. Yeah, so that is fine, right? Let's yeah, fuck it. I mean, what can I do? Let's push this to production, right? It's just yeah, it's gonna probably be a bunch of weird caching and stuff like that. Let's see what do I have here. So I guess type service worker yeah, workbox vtest. Yeah, so I guess we don't need this anymore because it didn't work. So let's pm remove. It's used, well, it technically is used car for when the service worker is when one service worker is trying to kill itself, or when you need to get the notification that, hey, you're using the old version of a service worker, right? So click here to force the new one, right? So that's what it's used for. Right, so let's go to that PWA just because you asked, right? So essentially, like you must have noticed, right, many times in your life, you went to a website, right? And the website says, like, it shows a box, right? Like, usually it's going to say something like, there is a new version of this page. Please, click here to refresh or whatever, right? And then you will click on this button, and then it's going to reload. It's going to kill the old service worker. It's going to install the new one and then get the remove the pre-cached files and cache the new ones, right? But that is incredibly error prone. It's very unstable, which caused me a lot of issues because ironically, I had this done before, right? And it's so fucking hard, man. So yeah, I don't know. It's problematic. I can tell you for sure. Definitely problematic. It's really, really error prone, like a lot. But let's push this, whatever. That's just how it is. Then we see what happens in production relative to yeah, we'll see soon. We'll see soon. All right, so now we're gonna see in production in a second. This should be fairly quick. The CI should finish fairly quickly. Then we should see what happens basically. Oh, did it fail? Are you kidding me, bro? It should be fair. The SVC okay, did we like swap that? SVSRC. Yeah, that's weird. Like, so why would that not work? I mean, I'm expecting this to be put inside of the public directory, right? Unless I should just say this, right? I don't actually know, but that feels a little bit wrong. It should be in the public directory. And this is where it should put it, right? The path of the file name of the service worker that the... Give me 1 second. Let's go to... Let's search over here to svdst, svsrc. Is there no documentation? Source. SRC dear. I mean, yeah, this would be great if it worked, right? But I don't think so. But let's try svts. Let me just do that, okay? Remove this, right? Here we say TS, right? All right. Let's clear that. Let's close it. Let's reopen it. Let's see if it reattached itself. No, it didn't. Service workers, let's see. Maybe a bit of context, but I use a VPS to deploy some project. I use GitHub Action for unit testing. I mean, is it, again, security is a very broad subject, right? I mean, you're already giving your access to many services, you know, to third party. So there's a lot of stuff that already has access to your code, right? And So nothing is ever absolutely ever fully secured anywhere, right? There's no absolute security. It doesn't exist. That's why you need security experts to ensure that things are secured. SSHing via GitHub to your server is, I mean, it is as secure as SSHing in any other way, right? You know, is SSHing from your own computer secured, right? I mean, it is, but it's not absolutely secured, right? What if you have a malware on your computer that listens to that, right? Didn't we have recently, an exploit that almost destroyed the internet, right? So yes, it's secure, but nothing is ever fully secure. That's the point. Scott, good evening, buddy. Oh my God, man. Wow. And actually, this is also what we need. Tool, man, exactly. But actually good that they have yeah, but this is actually good. You should check workbook documentation. Yeah, man. Yeah, this is gonna be a little bit, I mean, doing this properly, it's this is gonna be a little bit more complicated than we thought to do correctly, right? Yeah, for sure, man. This is gonna take some time to fully understand, because there's a lot of stuff. Of course, we can you can generate a basic PVAs, defaults with this thing, right? But we don't need the defaults. We need it to be quite specific, right? So we need the server push notifications that I implemented a few streams ago to work. And then we need to choose what we want to pre-cache and cache, which is basically nothing, right? I don't wanna pre-cache anything with a PVA. Nick, good evening. Skog is saying I'm reading about HTMX. Nice, man. It's always good to read about something new. It should be working, yes. Yeah. Why wouldn't it be working? I guess. And oh shit, man. What happened with our server? Is everything fine? Ah, crap. Let's take a look. Because I've been deploying a lot of stuff, man. I've been deploying a lot of stuff. Give me 1 second. Transaction cannot be rolled back. Okay, so we had an error somewhere, which is okay. I'm gonna redeploy. Thank you very much, Yo-Yo, for. Give me a second. So essentially, we had an issue with. Let's fix that in the API. Crap. So if we go to notifications index, I guess. So somewhere here we have a transaction. We have a transaction that we're not really rolling back. And I suppose, let's see what's happening here. So let's actually see, we create a transaction here. Okay. Cannot be rolled because it has been finished with state commit. Transaction cannot be rolled back. So where did we try to? So how did we manage actually to get to this point? So because I mean, I even if this fails in theory, right? I actually don't want to roll back, so that's okay. So maybe that is the problem, right? I think it is. Yeah. So most likely, what is that actually possible? No, it's not. Give me 1 second. Let me take a look at my Grafana and Prometheus. And there's nothing here, which is also a little bit. So how did we get this? Transaction cannot be rolled back because it has been finished with the state commit. So that's weird. Okay, let's go ahead and let me just rerun this. And I have no idea actually what happened here. So how did this happen? So something has, so we have committed a transaction somewhere. Could be here, right? Or whatever. But then something else has farted out, right? That resulted in, so it could be just as well this guy that exploded, right? Give me 1 second. So maybe it's just the way that we're kind of wrapping some of that code and these exceptions could be the problem, right? Give me 1 second. Let me just take a look at one thing. So this is probably the issue, right? Most likely. So what I think that has happened most likely. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Okay. We do have an actual try and catch, so we do actually catch this error, so that's not going to bubble up, it's not going to propagate, right? So it's not this one thing that's failing, right? For sure. Even going, yeah, it just simply will not send an actual email. Anas on YouTube, good evening. So it's definitely not this. So yeah, so actually, yeah, it's a little bit worrying. So how did that manage to explode? Let's take a look at the logs here now. How much did you develop? I don't know and ask what do you mean. You need to be way more specific. Develop what? All right, we'll keep an eye on that. But I'm genuinely interested to know what made this thing fail. Because it was in around 9200. So in here we try to roll back. but we couldn't because we already ended up with so let's actually, so I think what we could basically do, because I think ChatGPT can help us with that. I mean, you can go to programmer.network and check. Again, it's a very broad question, man. There's what is an app? There's frontend, backend, infrastructure, right? So let's say here, somehow I managed to get to but the transaction is was already committed. Exactly, right? All right, so let's see. Exactly. No. So I mean, this definitely is a little bit problematic because we're committing. I was just committing this transaction in a little bit strange way, right? So it's fine. Let's see what it did, right? So where is the commit now? Yeah, but how is this different, man? Like ChatGPT is also getting a bit crappy, I must say. So how is this different, really? Yeah, how is this different, man? This is not any different. I don't. Yeah, I don't think this is gonna fix it. No, this is not gonna fix it. I mean, it just. Yeah, this is. Give me 1 second. Hello, man. I want to ask, how do you inform users that there is a new version available in order to refresh their use? Well, I mean, right now, I mean, I don't have service workers, right? So that's what we're implementing now. But once you do have them and once you use their pre-cache and cache, then you have to kind of show that little window, right, in the UI saying, hey, there's a new version of this site. Please click here to get that new version, right? But that is incredibly error prone, incredibly error prone. I don't think this is gonna help fix it. I mean, I don't think that bot has really done anything. Okay, the only maybe exception is this. So this could be the cause, right? But then also I don't want to throw here, really. I mean, I guess I could throw, but there's also, yeah, actually we could throw. So, okay, so that to some degree you could say is correct. Yeah. But also, yeah, I don't actually know. Okay, let's deploy that. I mean, it's, what the fuck? How did this get here? What? Give me 1 second. That is weird, man. Yeah, exactly. So as soon as yeah, right. All right, so let's push this. Yeah, this just kind of triggered me a little bit, to be honest. That was just a little bit weird. A little bit weird. All right, cool. So that was weird, but yeah, I did a lot of stuff lately, so that was a little bit strange. Yeah. Okay. We'll see if that happens again. We'll see if that happens again, right? Actually, if you're referring to this background image of my VS Code, let me upload it for you. Because a bunch of people have asked about that. Let me just upload it and share it with you guys. Where is it? It was somewhere here, I swear. Maybe it's over here. Yeah, I think it's over here. Let's go upload image. Of course, man. Of course. Someone asked me about it last time, and I just forgot to do it. I don't know where to upload it. So it is definitely somewhere in here. Actually, you know what? I don't even need to do that because it's already. I can just give you my the URL that I'm using already, right? So let's just go here. Yeah, here it is. And I'll just smack it to YouTube. I don't know if anyone at YouTube is watching, but yeah, there you go. All right, cool. That's okay. I'm just gonna keep an eye on these logs here. And actually there's some suspicious activity here. How the hell were 100 emails sent today? So that is not good. Something. Give me 1 second. I need to really. Yeah, so that makes absolutely no sense. Why are they saying this crap, man? Why are they saying that that this service has sent 118 emails today? That's so they're kind of. No, that's not. But anyway, one of the next streams we're gonna move to Amazon SCS anyway, because it's a lot cheaper. Okay, cool. Well, let's. I don't actually know. Is production still up? Yeah, it is. Okay. Let's go to programmers. Did anyone sign up today? Yeah, we had Mansif signing up today. Thank you, buddy, if you're there. And for some of you who didn't sign up, please do. Okay, cool. Okay, going back to our progressive PWA thing, right? Oh, yeah. Actually, wait, did we push that from the front end side? Let's just rerun this Docker container here, just to see if everything's fine. All right, it is. Cool. So let's nuke this bad boy here, right, again, and let's refresh. All right. All right. So it's still loading that stuff. All right, so let's push this. I don't actually know. It's a bit weird, to be honest with you. the only thing I did is I removed this. So let's see if that's gonna make any difference. Just gave it my own. Ah, shit. We need to check how to master. Mamster. You know what? Fuck you, man. And your Craft, thank you. Thank you very much for being here, seriously. Thank you for being here as well. And I hope to see you soon. And yeah, you too. Are you kidding me, man? Oh my god, man. Am I in a rebase or some shit like that? What is this thing, dude? Oh, it's okay. Thank you very much, Craft. Thank you very much. But what merge conflict, man? Where is it? I don't see any merge conflict anymore. What is this? Is this like VS Code farting out or something stupid like that? So is that it? Yeah, Jesus Christ, man. So annoying. All right, we'll see. Let's try to deploy this to yeah, man, this is so fucking dumb. So, that's a good question. That's a question I respect. Very good question. Not like where are you from or do you make money and how big is your salary, but an actual technical question. Nice. Very good question, man. So I'm not using Docker Swarm. Of course, I'm not using Kubernetes because I have 4 active users. That would be very stupid, right? But I use Docker Compose, yes. I use Docker Compose, and actually you asked it almost in a perfect order as well, because that is generally the order that you want to use things in. So when you're building something, it can be a real startup, whatever, that is actually the order of things, right? And most companies should, in fact, be doing that. So you start with Docker Compose for something that doesn't require high availability, massive scaling, auto balancing, whatever. Then you move to Docker Swarm. And then maybe one day, maybe you're so big, you're so efficient, you're so popular, you go Kubernetes, right? But here you can stay for a long time, even though they will tell you, oh, Docker Compose is not production, whatever. It's bullshit. Of course it is, right? Docker Swarm is amazing, and it can serve one for a very long time. And probably 99.9% companies could, in fact, stay in a domain in between somewhere, right? Docker Swarm probably for 99.9% of companies, right? Kubernetes is very complicated, very, very hard. It requires a dedicated person, at least one person, to just maintain Kubernetes, right? And so, yeah. A very, very good question. You should roll with this guy for a very long time. Very long time. This guy can get you super far. What do cloud providers use for their hosted container services? I mean, for example, yeah, using Kubernetes, if you are an actual service provider like that, wouldn't be actually stupid. That would be pretty smart, right? Oh, Jesus Christ, this shit failed again, man. Are you kidding me, bro? Yeah, exactly. So, but I mean, it depends. I mean, you can, depending on what, I mean, I'm not a DevOps expert, you know. I love DevOps, and I've done fair part on my end past decade and a half or two, but how people maintain their data centers or how they sell stuff today is a mixture of many things, right? Probably a mixture of Kubernetes and Terraform and a bunch of other stuff. But the point being is Kubernetes is, you really, really need to know why do you need Kubernetes, right? Like, you really need to know, have a very good reason. And you really need to be big enough, you know, to even mention that name, right? Kubernetes should not be mentioned for 99% of us. We use Kubernetes at Dream Data, where I work. I work there as a tech lead. And we use Kubernetes as part of the GCP. We are one of the biggest GCP partners in Denmark. And even us, right, sometimes, you know, like, you know, having to deal with pods, with health checks, with so many things, right? You know, I remember when we used Cloud Run, just a Cloud Run instance, right? That was way simpler than, you know, there's so many things: service account keys, networking, proxies, load balancers. Even development experience is not great, because you know, in order to gain access to Kubernetes, instances, you need to proxy there, right? So even developing just local stuff, you can't. You need to always proxy to the staging that's part of the Kubernetes, blah blah blah. So it's very complex, man. It's very, very complex, very hard. And when I say hard, it's not impossible to learn, but it's very hard to memorize. And because unless you're doing that shit every single day, you're like some sort of a Kubernetes expert, some GCP certified engineer, whatever, and that's your full-time job, it's going to be really tough memorizing all of that. Your best bet is using Terraform or some infrastructure as code, but because that at least you're gonna have committed to your repository, blah blah blah. When you're working, at Dream Data, we're working with GCP UI users, right? So you just like AWS, GCP, AWS, Azure. If you're not using something like Terraform, you're fucked, because some guy goes somewhere, logs into AWS dashboard, clicks save somewhere, nobody knows what the hell happened, right? It's like, who changed this? So that is a huge problem when you use Kubernetes and all of these big ass things in the cloud, and you don't have something like Terraform, whatever. Keeping track what has changed and stuff is incredibly hard. Man, like, I literally followed the actual guide and it's inaccurate. So how come? I literally did this, right? Strategies, yeah. SRC, so That makes no sense, man. Then in your file, remember, you will also need to add following workbox. Yeah, that makes no sense, man. Like, no. I mean, don't take me wrong. Kubernetes is amazing. It's amazing, right? So nobody can neglect the power that and I mean, I have Kubernetes cluster here on my Raspberry Pi. I have as many of you know, I have 4 Raspberry Pis 4B running in a K3s cluster. It's actually you can't see it, but it's some of those people who watch me for a long time. And I play with Kubernetes here in my local network a lot, but it's yeah. You need to be working with that every day to memorize stuff. Enable to find a place to inject the manifest. This is likely because my Polish account. No, I have Balkan roots. I'm from the Balkans. Same shit as Polish. I'm yeah. But where did you see him? Oh no! This is my friend. So this is my Polish friend. Yes, Jan Swienski. This is so. Ah, I see. This is one of my ex-best friends, Jan. He is from Warsaw. Yeah. He's one of the best software developers I met. We worked together maybe 10 or 15 years ago in Sweden. I went to maybe around a decade ago. I worked for a startup in Sweden, so I flew to Warsaw to hire some developers. And then I hired Jan, and he worked with me. He moved to Sweden, where I lived back then. And then we lived together. We became very good friends. So and then he bought Programmer Network domain back then. So that's why, I have access to his account as well, because it was him who bought it. I'm like, which email did he read? Yep, this email. Jan, yes. Yeah. I love Poland, man. It's a great country, man, with very good people. This is likely because SRC are configured. It's so unclear, dude. Like, it's so unclear what to set this shit to. Let's go to the robot. This is so fucking dumb, man. All right, let's try. It's like so weird, man. Ensure Vita computers. Come on, man. Like, seriously. All right, let's try. It's like... so dumb. All right. Custom SVTS. Okay, let's call it like that. Screw it. Let's just call it like that. And thank you, everybody, for your, what is it called? Follows or whatever they're called. I feel around you. Yeah, so destination is that crap. All right. How can I ignore this bullshit, man? Let's use the Copilot for once today. To fix this property data does not exist on type event, you can use the assertion explicitly. Tell TypeScript that event object is a push event. Okay. Whew. All right. So I guess we need to install some, yeah. Something like this, maybe. I wonder if I have to say like types service worker. Ooh, now it can inherit that. But it's stupid enough to do it for this. Ooh, actually no. Maybe push event. Notification event, maybe notification event. Ah, I'm so smart. This is so easy. Ah, fuck programming. Why am I even doing this when it's so simple? Whew. So easy, man. Like, so simple. So simple. All right. Let me stop being an absolute asshole. And I think my is my API sending the body? Where is this notification? Notifications index. If we go to my backend, right? Send notification, no. Yeah, so I'm not actually sending the body, right? I'm just sending the title for now because we never. Okay, so actually yeah, so we don't actually need that, right? Oh. Let's just clean that thing up and get rid of that. Okay, so I mean that's fine, right? That's good. That is acceptable, I would like to say, right? So if we do this fella here, shit, this is a good song, man. Disturbed. All right. I'm broken another time. Blood-stained hurricane, leave me alone, let me be this time. Holy man pushing redemption, alone mention there is no. Is it gonna register itself or some stuff? Hopefully. Trying to install. No manifest detected, right? So how come, man? So this now is following the robot, right? We're giving robot too much importance. We're thinking, hey, a robot is smart, right? No, this is web push notifications. So I implemented this recently. I can actually. So it is essentially. It is based on web push, right? It's based on the native browser notifications, and it's based on this web push protocol. So essentially the way that these web notifications work, right? You have a client like the browser, like your JS app, right? You have the browser itself where then you have your own API, your own web push service. One confusion point often in here is that this interaction works like this, right? Like that your client talks to your API. But that's not the case, right? So your JS app basically, so your web push service pushes the notification to the browser, and then the browser itself pushes the notification to your client, right? Because this web push, actually, I think if this is the RFC and stuff, but if we go to, maybe I can showcase it. Where was that link that I added? Notifications index. Shit, I don't actually remember. I actually do remember. I actually don't remember. I actually do remember. No, I actually don't remember. Or do I remember? It's a good question. I do remember. I do remember. Yes. There we go. So this is a great resource to familiarize yourself with this protocol. But as you can see, you have a server, you have a web push protocol request that your API sends to the push service, which is the browser. Then the browser delivers the messages to whichever client is subscribed. It's also one directional, unfortunately, protocol. So when you push a message to a client, there's no acknowledgement. It's like HTTP, or something like that, or WebSocket. So there's no, it's not bidirectional. It's just it's one way, right? So that is the downside. Like, you just push, and once the push subscription expires, you need to destroy it, and then the client subscribes again. But this is good evening, YouTube. Thank you very much for the compliment. But it's an interesting protocol, and it's very simple to implement, and it's very powerful, and that's why we're trying to now add progressive web apps, because these notifications, basically what we're doing this stream is this, right? We have our mobile app, is very responsive, right? So Programmer Network does already work on mobile, and I think it looks pretty good. So what we're trying to do now, because we have push notifications, we want to deploy the progressive web app to Android store. And these push notifications work really well with the progressive web apps, because once we deploy this to Android store first, and as you can see here, I actually already did that long ago. I just never released it to the production, because for those of you who don't know, you can actually take progressive web app and deploy it to both Android store as a native app and also to the iOS store. And this makes this JavaScript stack incredibly powerful, because you can build a React app, a plain JS React app, and you can deploy this to pretty much to biggest runtimes ever on the internet, right? iOS, Android, and of course the web, right? It does not use WebSockets. It's the protocol itself. It's a web push protocol, right? So it has, and as I said, it's not WebSockets, it's one directional. So WebSocket is two directional, full duplex, and always open, right? This is a this is a protocol. Web push is a protocol that, as I just showed somewhere, where's that link? Yeah, just open that link that I sent. Let me send it again. Right. This has nothing to do with SMS for sure. I think that is quite obvious, right? I mean, just click on the link, right? Okay. All right, so yes. So can we deploy this crap now and see if there's any difference now? I don't actually fucking know, man. It's so weird and annoying at the same time. Okay, so everything's fine with that, right? Where's our logs, API logs? All right, so somebody, I guess, tried to sign up and they didn't choose the tags. I am a CEO. Nice. That is a very important piece of information. That is beautiful. All right, let's go back here. Is this gonna, are we gonna like pass this step? Dude, are you fucking kidding me, man? Like, is this what? Oh, I see. Why is it exporting it as MJS? That is incredibly weird. That is incredibly weird. So as far as I can see here, wait, this is our API, right? Yeah. So destination seems to be this. You cannot change your username, no. You can log in yourself and check it out. I mean, it's this platform is live for a long time, right? So you can go to your settings and, you know, you can also make your own theme however you want. I don't know if you tried that, but you can make your own theme. I built this theme generator long ago. So you can if you don't like the default theme, you want a white one or something else, right? So instead of supporting white and black theme, I just made a theme creator. So you can choose, you know, I actually want my background to be red, you know, and my color to be white. Well, you can do that, right? So when it comes to the theme settings, you can create your own theme, right? Apart from that, I mean, it's just bunch of things that you can change, like in any other platform, right? I still haven't, you know, I'm building everything alone, so it's highly complex and there's so many things to do, but yeah, it's fairly understandable once you go there. These things you cannot change, of course, your email and stuff for now, because that would require unnecessary work for me, right? Migrating data and doing all sorts of things, right? But yeah, you can go to your settings, and of course, a lot of features are not exposed, so it's work in progress, right? But it's you see, there's a single course. You can actually go to my course, which is just an aggregate of some of my YouTube videos. So I'm just trying to use the platform myself. So yeah, for example, you have this course as well. I need to update that, but it's just a bunch of tips from me talking for YouTube and talking about various types of things, right? And then meetups is in testing now. I'm testing this still. So there's a lot of stuff, man. But you know, building another Twitter on your own isn't easy for sure. I can tell you that. I can tell you that much, man. But it's definitely doable. But it's gonna take me probably maybe 2 more years to finish what I want. But we'll finish it 100%. No questions about that. But it's gonna take a couple of years, yeah. All right, so let's see that again. Where is it? Did you deploy it? Because when you say I tried to build Reddit clone, you have to be more specific. Where is it? Can we go and check it out? Ah, right. I see. The only embarrassing thing would be that you don't try to build anything and that you just talk about code. So there's nothing embarrassing about what you did. I mean, okay, this is becoming a little bit ridiculous, guys, to be honest with you. Yeah, probably. I don't know. It's becoming a little bit frustrating, I must admit, but that's what it is. It's just it's unclear really, like, yeah, maybe. Let's try. The thing is, you know, as I always say, right, talking about code, watching YouTube videos, which many young developers are very guilty of today. I see a lot of people just watching video after video, streamer after streamer, but never really building anything. And programming is like sport. There's no better analogy to programming than football, tennis, any sport really. You can watch the sport your whole life and know all the rules and all of that, but when you have to take that racket in your hand and hit that ball, you will suck really hard, right? So, and unfortunately today, due to the overreaching amount of content free content, amazing content on YouTube, on all of these platforms. Paradoxically, for me, you would think that people would build more, but actually people are not building anything because they're just watching shit, because it's so much easier than building things. Dude, this makes absolutely no sense, man. This absolutely makes no sense, man. Like, it's irritating me a little bit because their documentation is really bad, man. It's really bad. Okay, let's try to run pm build here locally, and let's see what happens locally, right? Because we don't need to push the Cloudflare to see that. Let's see what I procrastinated the whole weekend. I feel disgusted. I mean, I actually don't think that you should feel that way at all, right? I mean, 99.9% people are in the same boat, right? That's why, for example, like, these things are so simple to analyze and to understand. And then each individual can work on these things by trying to work on some self-awareness skills. But when you look at Twitch content, when you look at YouTube content, people that are watched the most are not people like me who are actually building things, coding, answering questions. It's mostly people who are just talking crap, right? Either this guy who writes Vim or just dramatic things, reacting to a reaction of a reaction, right? Because people don't want to do work, man. People just want to be entertained, right? And that's why streams like mine and many other streams of great people, great developers, aren't very fun, because there's no trolling, there's no talking bullshit 24/7, right? So there's a lot of, and it's the same with YouTube content. When I look at my videos, which are all based purely on experience and can genuinely help people, especially younger people, they're not really having too many views, because I'm not talking about Microsoft sucking ass or whatever, right? It's not dramatic. It's not like something that's, and that is just the internet in a nutshell today, right? More crap you talk, more better you do, basically. It's just a can't read file. Ah, I see. That is unfortunately just how it is, and that's why people say, our programmers are going to lose their jobs because of AI. Absolutely not because of AI. I'm not worried about my job 1%, because when I see how lazy people are, I mean, no, definitely not scared. I don't actually understand what to do here anymore, to be very frank with you. I don't fucking understand, like, anymore. I don't fucking get it anymore, man. This is ridiculous. Yeah, dyslexia for sure is not gonna help you much. That's unfortunately for certain, right? So ChatGPT has failed with this. Their documentation has failed. So I don't actually genuinely know what else to try. No, this is just enabled full, so that's fine. That I'm not trying to, now I'm trying to build basically npm build, right? So that doesn't really do much, right? So this is not make any difference, right? Yeah, it's just a little bit. Yeah, I mean, a huge, insanely huge waste of time. Absolutely incredible. Because I mean, this is literally, dude, like their fucking official documentation. I'm not trying this from so like I don't. I mean, how hard can it be, right? How hard can it be? Nothing here I'm doing is what they are not suggesting, right? Yeah, I mean, if yeah. All right, let me actually switch a little bit to the main screen, just to see if I can help anybody, give an advice or two, because yeah, I think I'm gonna fix this stuff maybe tomorrow or something off the stream, because this is not super fun to do in the stream. I don't want to waste your time. I don't want to waste my own time, and I especially don't want to waste your time, because I want you to learn something and get inspired by watching my stream, not to watch me try 5 random variables in a random Vita PWA config that actually even them don't know how it should be done, right? So let's maybe chat a little bit. If any of you really need anything or need an advice, please ask. I'm very happy to answer any questions. In fact, that's why I'm streaming, so maybe I can get some of you to, of course, watch my stream. Of course, it's and also to help out. If you're using custom service worker without, and you're getting this error on build process, you need to disable injection point in your PWA plugin configuration or label from. They say if you're using custom service worker, where did you find that? Can you is that somewhere in a? If you're using any Vita. Okay, I see. I need to read that. I see. Oh, dude. Okay, they have placed that thing outside of the context of the, like you would expect that configuration to coexist to the configuration that they're giving. So hey, like take this configuration. So coding is 70% reading. It is 100%. Yeah. Yeah, so push notifications are very useful for. Just keep in mind that, yeah, the web push protocol and the push notifications, they're basically 2 different APIs. So the browser has this notifications API, but it also has web push. So of course they're usually used together, but they're not both mutually always needed, right? You can use notifications API without the push protocol and vice versa, right? Let's continue then. Sure. Let's do that. How much do you deal with prop drilling? Not much, no. Not much, no. This is so fucking stupid. I'm sorry. It's just a inject manifest. All right. So random. Okay. And look at these interfaces that they made. You know, Alex, this type can be a string, it can be undefined, it can be an object, it can be whatever your imagination spans, Ah, I see, I see. Makes sense. Makes sense. All right, now it worked. Wow. I mean, completely logical, right? Completely logical solution. Okay, nice, nice. Okay, so that's good. Okay, we can deploy this. Ah. Beautiful. Thank you, whoever shared this link. Behosi, Bajosi, whatever. It's impossible because you're all guys using fake names. Thank you, man, for the link. Ah. If you're using custom service worker without pre-caching and you're getting this error on build process, you need to disable injection point in your PWA. So you can see the problem is, right, that this error is detached from its context, right? So generally you would expect this type to be here, somewhere here. It's like, hey, try these options. No, dev options is still false, so that is fine. Because I was doing the PnPm build, right? So I don't think that that was the issue, to be very frank with you. Okay, now it succeeded. Yeah, okay, cool. I'm a little bit worried now. I'm always worried about service workers, man. Service workers are very painful. Very, very painful. Trust me. Well, okay, that works. We can see the progressive web app there now. What happens if I go to manifest? And manifest is here. Okay. So let's go now back to this bad boy here. And let's see if it's still complaining. If it's the same crap as it was. Probably. Let's see. Yep, it's the same crap as before. Does not have a valid SSL certificate. Does not use HTTPS. PWA Builder has analyzed having a service, so it doesn't even scan. What is this crap? Oh, I don't know. So that is weird. So maybe we shouldn't use the, okay, but what about bubble wrap? Well, is that how it was called? It's been so long since I used this Android, whatever, PWA. What is bubble wrap? Yeah, exactly. Here it is. Here it is. Yeah, here it is. So this is basically what we want to do, right? Yeah, here it is. I remember this. Yeah, yes. Sure. So let's try this. Yeah, you can publish it. So that is the whole idea. That is the whole idea, right? So I want to make sure that Programmer Network app is both on, and I've done this before for Android. I mean, here it is. We already did this before, just for the test environment. So I was testing with people here on the stream. So, but I just want to finalize that and actually get to the point of. So I think I do also have on this. This is my streaming computer, pretty much. Is there something like version or something? Bubble wrap. Yeah. Okay. So let's go and get the bubble wrap. Bubble wrap basically is this tool that's going to abstract your PWA into. So let's see the version 121. Actually, so I do have the latest version still. Wow, that is weird. Okay, so they actually never updated that since I did this last time. So I think what we need to do is we need to do something like this, right? And I'm going to say is equal to https programmer.network/manifest.json, right? And then here is going to ask me a few things, but it's going to read the values. It's going to parse my so I think we can just, oops. So let's just say here pn application ID network dot starting version standalone full screen sticky. Let's just try standalone any, and then it should use pretty much the stuff. Icon URL, icon URL, shit, I don't have an icon URL, do I? Give me 1 second. I'm not prepared for this. Because we have these favicons, right? And we have pretty big ones like this shit, right? Apple icon, Android icon. Is there like Android, Chrome? How do I access these things? Give me a second. So if we get actually over here and we get to the images, right? Plus the cache is actually already disabled. Okay, so let's give it this. Let's imagine we give it this as an icon, okay? Sure. Because I don't remember what all of these things are. I don't really remember. Request geolocation permission, no. Read more Android signing keys. I actually already have a key. So actually I think if I say key store location, I don't fucking remember, man, what the key name was. How do I remember this stuff like months later? Building the Android app, and I have also installed yesterday again the Android Studio. I had known nothing about it, but if we manage to build this crap, then we can Wait a minute, entry Android does not contain key. I don't fucking know what the name of the key was, dude. How do I know that? Yeah, I have no idea, man. I mean, I can generate a new set of things. Ah, come on. I just want us to pass this stage now, right? Like I don't actually care. HJS Android key store, but I don't have that, right? Key store location, yeah, so this was the location, right? And then it was this thing, right? Key name. Shit, man, what was the key name? That probably is what I'm missing from before, so probably I'll need to ditch these keys and I don't know what the name was. Key name. Maybe it's the alias. Signer full name, peanut admin. Most likely this is not built. Password for the key store. Key store password, right? Yeah. Password for the key. All right. Yes, there we go. Cool. So if we open this Android Studio now, that I downloaded for free, by the way. I have never, new project, I guess. No activity, I guess. PN demo. Finish. It's downloading something. Interesting. Wow. It's like running a video game, an MMO. Jesus Christ. Let's just start the emulator. I see. All right. Yeah, I think so as well. I think that's what I did before, very long ago, when I first interfaced with this crap. Because now, in theory, it should have generated these files somewhere around here. App, yeah, here it is. So where are these files? Where did it generate this? Public. Oh yeah, here. And I think is this APK that I need to drag. I think this is the package thing, right? I absolutely have no clue, which is why is it fun. And I remember that there was some sort of an emulator in this thing before. 100% remember that. Like 1,000,000% there was an emulator. And we'll find it. Device manager. Just need to find where the hell was it. Device manager. Yes, here it is. Here, found it. Here it is. Yes. So now we're gonna open this emulator of some kind, right? Can I like... Nice, here it is. Okay, cool. Connecting to it. There we go. Nice. And keep in mind, this is insane computer. This computer costs thousands of euros. It has 16-core CPU, RTX 4070 Ti, and this thing is still DDR5 6000 megahertz and all of that shit. And still, this thing is like, okay, there we go. Installing app release signed, whatever, blah blah blah. Okay. The fuck is this? Digital asset links fail. That is fine. I just... All right, cool. Okay, well, we got somewhere, right? We'll need to play with a bunch of things. I need to also make sure that my, like... Okay, we made some progress for sure. We, of course, need to generate the assets I just skimmed through now, this time. And there's going to be very little difference, really. So the main value that once we manage to finalize this task, once it's on the Android store, is really push notifications. And it's going to be released on the actual store, so people will be able to find it on the actual store. So that's exposure, right? This is just an Android Studio that I downloaded, and then I'm just ran some emulator that is in there, right? Yeah, so that is fine. We just need to play with obviously we need to add the assets, you know, the logo, all of that crap, right? Yeah, you can, yes. This can be removed, yes. So you can do this by choosing a full screen, I think, mode. This is standalone or whatever. So, but I remember, yes, you can nuke this for sure, 100%. Okay, cool. Well, there you go. You saw basically this stream together with me. By the way, thank you for that. You saw how we almost got to the point now. So next step for us is going to be, besides the details such as we need to generate the screenshots for the web store. We need to, of course, do a lot of work. But basically, the next step when you use the bubble wrap, right, is you go to your you log in your GCP or your place where you need to publish your Android app. You need to fill in a bunch of shit that Google wants. And this is incredible, right? I mean, when you think about it, you can basically build, if you're indie developer, you know, if you want to build something like I am, you can essentially build a web app, and you can build an app for both biggest marketplaces ever in history, basically with one code base. And I mean, that is absolutely incredible. So if that didn't, to be honest, the only difference really between Expo and all of these kind of, even React Native and bunch of them, the only difference really is that if you are building something that doesn't really require too many low-level APIs, you know, getting the access to the camera, to this, to whatever, right? Even though you could do this with PWA, you should never do it anyway. So if you're not building a video game that has to be super performant on the phone, utilize the hardware and all of that stuff, this is incredible, right? Just being able to expose your application on these stores just for the sole sake of exposure and engagement and stuff is absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. And you can do that basically with, you can build the most basic JavaScript app. Actually, you technically don't even need much JavaScript, right? And boom, you can just push that to the App Store. You can build a, you know, mobile first experience even. It doesn't even have to be a web app that works, you know, in the browser. So I think that is absolutely incredible, right? If that is not powerful, then, you know, I don't know what is. So yeah. Okay, fellas. Well, I mean, it is a bubble wrap. Basically, it's just an abstraction, or it just isolates it to, like, it is still the website running in it, right? So, for example, good thing about this, right, is that it's still, so when you wrap your progressive web app in bubble using bubble wrap, right, you no longer need to redeploy the app for the like new versions, because it is loading the web application and then just getting rid of certain like UI elements. So every time you push your, for example, you deploy your front-end app or your API anywhere, really, users on their phones, when they open it next time, they will be using the most recent version. So one positive thing there, obviously, is that you will not need to do periodic updates, blah, 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 and annoy your users, right? So that, for me, is personally a huge benefit of bubble wrap approach, right? All right, fellas. Well, Mehmet, good evening on YouTube. Unfortunately, guys, I need to go. It's almost 1 a.m. here, and I need to go to work tomorrow in the morning. And then after tomorrow, I have a lot of obligations, and then we're going on vacation on Wednesday. So it's going to be pretty tiring next couple of days. So, but it was good seeing you all, of course. Genuinely, I enjoyed the stream. Actually, I need to go to work today. That is very true. That is very true. That is very true. So anyway, Chika, Dimitrovic, and all of you guys, thank you very much for being here. I hope you learned something, or whatever. Rebecca is still there. Oh my God, she's still there. That's amazing. And I'll see you guys very soon, I hope. And yeah, until then, Bounty, good night, everybody. YouTube, Twitch, I wish you guys best. Good night. Bye-bye.